Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry today my voice is a little bit off because I'm battling a cold, and then the smoke from the wildfires from Canada has been messing me up too. But today I'm going to show you how to put this backhoe onto this tractor. And it's different than the last one we had, and I'm going to talk more about that here in a second. Okay, so if you remember the last one we had on the MT232, that backhoe had a frame that went underneath the tractor and it mounted that way, and it had two pins in the back. This one is different. Don't get this mistaken with a 3-point backhoe. Those things, I stay clear away from 3-point backhoes. Those are not stronger. This is a 4-point backhoe, and this is the whole reason LS has changed to a 4-point backhoe, is to make it stronger than even the frame mount backhoe that we had here this past year. So what we have here are the pins that go through the top holes, right through here. So they slide right through here. Actually they go right through here, and then this pin goes through that hole. That way it can't come out. Now the bottom just sits into some hooks, and I'll show you that here in a second. Before we hook this up, there's one thing we have to do here on the back of the tractor. Now I know a lot of you are not going to like this right off the bat. I didn't either, but it really doesn't take that much time, and I'm just going to show you on this one side, and then I'll show you on the other side close up. But you pull this pin on the top, pull this out, that's free, and put that back in. Put that back in. Take this one, your telescoping on out. Put that back in, that pin that stays there. And then for your main lifting arm, you need a 17mm socket and ratchet, and you take this bolt out. Which it's just holding a pin from spinning out. Once you get your bolt out, okay, now you got your pin. And you don't even have to take that pin all the way out. Just far enough to get your arm to come off. And there you have it, one arm. So then you put your pin back in, and then just put that bolt back in. Okay, so we'll show you everything a little bit closer. So I'm gonna pull out this pin, and lift up, pull that out, and then I like to put this back on to keep everything in order. Okay, then down here on this telescoping arm, take that pin out, and then it's off, put that pin back in. Then get our wrench, I'll take this bolt out here. Okay. Take this bolt out. Okay, now lift up on that a little bit, pull that pin out, and then this should drop down, and it's off. So now just put this pin back in where it was, and put the bolt back in so you don't lose it. Okay, there we have it. And then now the only other thing to do is to take off this top link, pull that pin, pull out this pin, and it's off. All right, so that's the hard part done. So what I need to do now is back up the tractor close enough to where I can hook up the hydraulic hoses from the tractor up to the ones on the backhoe. But first, let me show you how this thing hooks up. Okay, so you remember these pins here go through the top, but these brackets here sit around this. So that's what you stick your whole pin through. And then on the bottom, this part here is going to sit right in that hook. And that's all there is to it. So let me show you. All right, so I'm going to get in here, disconnect my hose. All right, so this is the male end. So then the male end plugs right into here. Okay. Then we'll take the female end and plug it right into here. There we go. All right, we're ready. All right, before we go any further, I want to explain a couple things. I'm showing you how to put this on because this is the hardest part with the backhoe. Last time I went to put this on, I needed my father-in-law who was here to help line me up here in the back. So what I'm trying to do here, I taped a piece of wood here on the back of this seat right in the middle, and I'm going to try to line up this piece of wood with this latch here on the back window because they're both center. And if you can get both center, I think we can hook it up by ourselves. But that's why that piece of wood's on there, and I wanted to explain that. So now I'm going to turn the tractor on, and then we'll use the hydraulics to pick up this backhoe, and then we'll back into it and set it down into those hooks on the bottom, and then set it back to be able to put the pins through on those brackets. All right, I'm going to start this up so I can raise that backhoe up off the floor. Okay. And we'll use our outriggers to pick it up. So right here, see, that's picking that side up off the floor. Then do the other one. Okay. And it looks like we need to go a little bit higher. And a little bit more. Okay, that should be good. Now we can back the tractor up into it. Okay, like I said, we're going to try to line this up with that board. Looks like I'm a little bit off. Whoop. And you really got to get up in there. See, that's lining up pretty good. I'll go a little bit further. Okay, we're up against it. Let's see what we got. All right, I had to shut the tractor off because I was so excited. It lined up. This side needs to come back just a hair more, but at least I'm lined up to be able to do it. I have to just turn and back into that more. So that worked. And really, you don't need this board. All you need is a line going up the back of that seat. So you can line this up with that line on the back of the seat. So yeah, I'm going to back up a little bit more just to get up against that, and we'll be ready to set it down then. Okay, it's not going to take very much. Just a little tap. I'm already turned. There it is. We got it. Perfect. Okay, now this is what's hard to show. I want that pin to come down into that hook. So if I drop these outriggers, it should sit right down in there. Let's go. Okay, it needs to come forward just a little bit. Let's get the other one. That one's almost down in already. That one just sucked in. They're ready to go. Both those outriggers are off the floor. And now we got to use the bucket to tilt. We want to tilt the whole thing back so that these line up. You can see in there. Let me try to get that light. Okay. You want that pin to line up. So we're going to level the bucket here. We're going to push up, push down the bucket. There. Okay. And lift it back. Both of them are down in the holes. Okay. So what I was doing there, I was just pushing down on the ground this bucket with this lever, just going up and back. So now we got to find the sweet spot to get these pins in. Put the pin in from the inside. Okay, we're not lined up enough yet. So I need to push back. Okay, that should do it. There it goes. It just went all the way through it. And then this pin here. See how easy that moves in and out? That's the sweet spot there. And then you stick that through there, and now that pin can't move in or out. Okay, I went ahead and set the tractor off so you can hear me. Okay, so here's your pin. And when you find the sweet spot, if you're on a good garage floor, level ground, that means you're going to be good for both sides. Most of the time. Okay, so we stick that pin in from that side, and look how easy that moves. That's where you want to be. I see a lot of guys fighting these on videos, and if you find that spot, you're good. Okay, and then put that pin through that, through that hole right there, and now it's locked in so that pin can't slide out. And we are hooked up. All right, everybody, so there you have it. That was the first time I've ever been able to hook up to the backhoe by myself without having anyone help me line up. And like I said, you don't need that whole wooden board sticking up. All you need is a center line going down the middle of that seat. So I'm gonna bring that up to the guys there at LS, and maybe they can do something about that. Or you just get yourself a piece of tape, you know, that's a different color than the seat, and you'd be able to line up that way too. But that's how you do it. And I wanted to show you how to put it on, because that's the hardest part. You want to take it off, it's just everything the opposite way. Find the sweet spot to pull those top pins out, then lift it up out of the hooks, disconnect your hydraulic hoses, then pull away. It's pretty simple. And then when you're done with that, you're gonna have to put your 3-point arms and your top link back on. And I know I didn't like it at first either, but I understand why they did it. Because that subframe backhoe had play in it, where this one doesn't. This is a lot more solid. Whenever you're running it, you don't feel that little bit of a shake like you did with the subframe backhoe. So I understand why they did it, and I think, you know, with a couple adjustments on these backhoes, I think they're going to be a whole lot better. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with what we're doing. We're going to make some more videos with this tractor before it heads out. We're almost to the 1 month mark. They want to be done with this by July 10th with the testing. And we're at 94 hours now, so we're going to make the 100-hour mark that they wanted. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, stay tuned for our next video. So until next time, everybody, thanks for watching.